will take a difficult situation very much worse.
So, thank you. So, Diane James, the Tories have got it dead right, and there's nothing more to be done.
I couldn't disagree with Ken more, and thank you for the question that came from the audience, Danny. I mean, I believe you're absolutely spot on, and so does UKIP, in terms of we have got to admit that enough is enough. We've got to close the door on the open, uncontrolled immigration policy that the EU has in place. Now, you know, Ken's made a whole series of points. I cannot see, and I'm sure no EU country is suddenly going to say, just because we introduce a policy, and it would mean leaving the EU to be able to achieve that, that they're suddenly going to throw out all of the pensioners that's settled, that bring a very, very good income into their countries, the vast number of very highly skilled and professional people that work in France and Germany. What we are concerned about, and I'm particularly concerned about, and I can draw on numerous anecdotes from last week's result and the campaigning that led up to that, is when you undermine at the lowest level, as in young people wanting their first job and wanting to then work through and aspire and achieve ambition, when you undermine that, then we've got a problem. And that's what the EU policy is allowing to happen at the moment.
So is your view that you couldn't get anywhere without leaving the EU? You can't do any of these things until you leave the EU. Is that your point?
Yes, it is, very much so.
OK, you sir, there.
Yeah, I understand that the policy that is being proposed is that there will be a necessity for someone to have 1 year's residency in the UK if they were another European national, which would then entitle them to NHS services, benefits and so on. I wonder if the panel would like to comment on the possibility where you have a large number of people who have been working in other European countries, maybe for 2 or 3 years, maybe for 4 or more, who are British nationalists, or British nationals, British nationals, returning to this country because the countries they're working in are not actually very successful at this particular time, Portugal, Spain and so on. When they come back, are they going to be asked to qualify?
All right, I see. I get your point. Whether they still count as citizens.